Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to this week's topic on mission, vision, and goals. And first I want to show you a little chart. Hopefully you can see this. But this is the strategic planning hierarchy. And it might be a little difficult to see, but I'll recreate this and I'll give it to you as one of the documents, or I'll put it out there and let you know where it is on our website. But at the top, I know you can't read this, but you have mission statement, vision, goals, and then you get into strategies, actions, and tactics. And so my argument would be, if you don't have this framework, then you really don't have much. You don't have what you need to be successful in your business. I think you need this, bottom line. And you'll see that most of the successful any big corporation is going to have this in place. I think what we get hung up on is kind of the so what factor. It's like, so what? Maybe you've heard of having a mission statement before, or you know what a mission statement is, and a lot of times it's a pretty overarching statement, and the thing is, so what? How do I use that? Well, I'm going to tell you one of the ways you can implement the mission statement in your business and use it. One other thing I want to point out is that the military operates the same way, and they're one of the most well-organized organizations on the planet. And in the military, it's mission, team, and then individual. Soldiers are always operating for the mission. And it should be the same way in your business. So if you don't have this, you really don't have the overarching umbrella or the fountainhead to drive what you're there to do. You don't have the first key piece that you need to be in business. It's right there at the top, the mission statement. So that's why this topic is so important. Let's talk about what is a mission statement. Simply, it's the purpose of the business, purpose for being there. And you can have a personal mission statement and a business mission statement. And at the end of the day, I recommend that you have both. Because going into business, you're going to find it's going to pull on your time and take over. And maybe that's not the whole reason you went into business, was just to work a business. So you need to develop a personal mission statement as well, and then a business mission statement, and that should serve the personal statement. And that way you'll keep your priorities straight, and even if the business starts demanding all your time, you'll be able to let your personal objective drive what's going on over here in the business, and keep your priorities straight. The mission statement is what you want to be, do, and the values that are intertwined there. I know some of this can get hokey, and the question becomes, well, how do you develop one? You need to sit down and figure out what's the purpose of the business, what are we truly doing. If you own an entertainment business, we're entertaining people, we're delivering quality entertainment time and time again. If you're retail, perhaps a restaurant, you're serving quality food, you're providing people with quality experiences. So you really want to get down to the core of, why are people coming back to you? Why do they spend money to you? What are you truly delivering people? I know Cold Stone Creamery, they provide mini escapes. When you go and get ice cream, it's like a 5-minute vacation, to get away from all your troubles. But it's on the personal side, it's a personal constitution. On the business side, it can be seen as the same thing. It's the business constitution. So again, if you don't have one, you don't have the constitution, the framework for the business, the purpose. It's a solid expression of your vision and values. It should be a complete and concise expression of your inherent values. So how do you write one? You really need to sit down and think what's important. It's best to involve as much staff as you can, because you want buy-in on that. For the personal mission statement, you can use the old funeral exercise where you envision yourself at your own funeral, and then you envision what a colleague or coworker would say about you in a eulogy, what a friend would say, what a family member would say. You might be able to take that to the business side and envision, what does a business need to look like. So you need to develop that, spend some time on coming up with that, what the purpose of the business is. And then the so what factor. So what? We've got this pretty statement. Well, now you need to have a weekly meeting with your staff, your management staff, and all of your staff, quite frankly. I mean, it's in small business, it's not like there's going to be a C-level of executives. It's going to be all of you. At the start of every meeting, you read the mission statement. It's why you're there. It's the purpose of the business. And that ingrains that purpose in all of your staff members. That it'll provide cohesiveness to your business. If you develop it and the mission statement and pin it up on the wall and read it once a year, what good is it doing? You just really waste your time in developing one, and you really have eliminated the Constitution from your day-to-day operation, and that's one of the most important aspects of your business. All right, going on down the pyramid here, there's a mission statement. Then we hit vision, and vision is your aspirations going forward. So you can combine this with the mission statement. It's what do we want to be? What does the business need to look like 5 years down the road, 10 years? What do we ultimately want to look like? Do we want to be a franchise of 10 units, 50 units? Do we want to be a family fun oriented place? Do we want to be the next Disney World? What's that vision going forward? You can incorporate that into the mission statement as well, and that way when you're reading that out loud at the start of every weekly meeting, that is getting pushed across as well. So vision, you can see how that would intertwine. What's the vision of our company 5 years down the road? And you can also put in some specifics, such as what sales level do we want to have? Do we want to have $1 million worth of revenue? Do we want to have a staff of 20 people? Do we want to be the renowned retailer of XYZ product in the area? The next part is a very, very important part. Goals. And let me back up real quick. I suggested having two missions, a personal mission statement and a business one. And I think really you start with the personal one and do the business one, and then the two should join. And the business statement should serve the personal mission statement. I think that's important. Goals. Going on down the strategic pyramid, we hit goals. And this is a very important part because we kind of have this great mission statement we've developed. We have a vision of where we want to be. Now the rubber needs to meet the road, and we need to really get into more of the action items, more of the strategies, actions, and tactics. So goals, I'll go in just a little bit here on goals, but I think I'm going to do a separate one addressing goals. But write them out. For your business, let's just use I want $1 million in sales as our example. So say in 3 years I want $1 million in sales for my business. We're going to start with the goals. We would write it out by 2013. My business will be realizing $1 million in sales by September 22nd, 2013 at 7 p.m. See how specific that was? I got it down to a year, a day, and a time. And the reason why is because you can show up on that day and look down at your financial statements and see, have we realized $1 million in sales? Another example would be weight loss. And I could say, I want to be lighter. I want to weigh less. But instead, a specific goal that would actually work would be, I want to weigh 171 by September 22nd, 2010 at 7 p.m. And then on that day, on September 22nd, I can look down at the scale and see, have I met it? Specific. The reason why the specificity, I'm not saying it right, but the reason why specifics work is because our brain starts working towards that. We know there's a specific deadline we have to meet. And then to really implement your goal, so for your business, I would recommend write down a top 10 list of specific goals for your business that you know would make it successful. What do you need to accomplish? And then to really implement goals, you got to read them 3 times a day. You've got to spend some time visualizing those goals as already complete. If you want $1 million, you visualize a check register with the balance at $1 million. If you have time, rewrite your top 10 goals once. You can do this for the business side and the personal side. Rewrite them 1 time a day. Also, affirm them out loud. And an affirmation is simply taking the goal and putting it in the present tense and putting some more action verbs and kind of words of excitement around it. Say, I'm